Honeywell fined $13 million for sharing military specs with China.
Here's a summary of the article.
U.S. defense contractor Honeywell has been fined $13 million for harming national security after sharing technical information about other military aircraft with China and other countries. The U.S. State Department said on Monday it had reached a settlement with the company on 34 charges relating to 71 drawings it shared with Beijing, Canada and Ireland between 2011 and 2015. The documents included the specifications of parts for the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter, F-22 fighter aircraft, as well as gas turbine engines and other military electronics. The U.S. government reviewed copies of the 71 drawings and determined that exports to and retransfers in the PRC of drawings for certain parts and components for the engine platforms for the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter, B-1B Lancer long-range strategic bomber and F-22 fighter aircraft harmed U.S. national security, the charging document said. Honeywell was fined $13 million for sharing technical information about U.S. fighter jets, like the F-22.
This post received a score of 29,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The same Honeywell that made the fan sitting beside me right now?
They are like Mitsubishi making things from fighter jet to ballpoint pens.
Yamaha's my favorite. They tuned the engine for the Lexus LFA. So, you might very well say, Yamaha's famous for its engine designers working on other companies' engines. The Ford SHOV6, that engine in the Volvo XC90, and a ton of donks for Toyota. No. It was their music instrument and recording and audio gear division that literally tuned the engine like a musical instrument or a fine pair of speakers. Seriously.
Honeywell gets hit with $13 million fine for defense export violations. And U.S. defense contractor fined for exporting sensitive blueprints to Ireland.
The secret sauce in military designs goes way beyond the information in any individual drawing or piece of equipment. It is the materials, the testing, the manufacturing processes, and the overall assembly design, which is thousands and thousands of components. Aerospace manufacturers even maintain drawings for individual screws. The number of drawings with anything cool is very small, and you could not do anything fun with any single one. Even a drawing of the whole plane would have virtually no useful information. You would have to have all the sub-assembly drawings. Although in movies engineering projects are depicted as being detailed on one giant blue piece of paper, in reality you would need thousands of drawings, and tens of thousands of pages in documentation to assemble, program, and test the thing.
From what I've read, this is a relatively kind slap on the wrist from the government due to Honeywell voluntarily disclosing the incident.
EA, 13M is mostly a heavy slap on the wrist for them. A department head would not dare let something like this go undisclosed, unless they were totally off the wall.
I wouldn't even call it heavy. It's only about 5% of what Airbus was ordered to pay for ATAR violations last year.
I mean, they got that for bribing people. Super criminal. This is resolved within the DDTC.
I used to work at Honeywell. Hated it because there are major corporate culture, quality of life deficiencies, but I didn't have a single colleague who didn't take security seriously. This was a mistake. Maybe they should have been fined more, I don't know, but there was no malicious intent.
I'm in it now and agree about the culture. I've never seen a company with this much turnover.
I worked from home before working from home was really a thing, and I heard from former colleagues that Honeywell took it away a year after I left, despite there being absolutely no performance issues related to not being on site. I worked more from home than I ever did sitting in my decrepit, mildewy cubicle. Not overly innovative, but someone who got good performance reviews and took on additional responsibility each year I worked there until my workload had at least tripled by the time I left. Keep your resume updated and work those connections.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.